All right, let's talk about it. How how do you figure out, like, how do you go from overwhelmed to moving in a place where you have peace and you can figure it out? Like, how are you going? And here's the truth. Most women actually aren't lost. They're just trying to live up to everybody else's expectations. They're trying to figure out, and they're holding on to what people are telling them. They're holding on to, how do I hold everything here? And regardless of what you think, it blocks your direction when you're trying to carry the load of everybody else's opinions and thoughts and things on your back. So, how do you move through that? How do you figure out how to release what's been placed on you? And that's not easy. People are like, oh, I really want to have some clarity. Well, clarity comes from, how do you absolutely know what you truly want? A lot of women know their role. They're a mom, they're a sister, they're a friend, they're a worker, they're a salesperson, they're a rep, I'm a digital marketer, I'm a marketing genius. They have all these roles but don't actually truly know who they are. If that's you, I totally understand. Drop something in the comments. And so I want to walk you through, you're not actually directionless, and how you find direction is really sitting down and figuring out, who are you? It's those quiet moments. Those moments sometimes where women are sneaking food in the car if you have kids because they don't want to share with anybody else. Those are the moments when you're alone. You can truly figure out who you are. Like, I like to ask, why are you sneaking food? It's just, I don't want to share with my kids. And I'm like, no wonder you feel overwhelmed. You can't even have a piece of food to yourself in the home that you live in when you think someone's going to ask for it, and then you feel obliged to share. That's just one small thing that's taken away from you. So if you're having to sneak away to eat something, you need to build in some kind of structure for yourself where you can have time to yourself and you can think for yourself. This is no TV, no phones, no anything that's going to give you any kind of label or push their opinion or their thoughts on you. All right. Second thing is, we're not going to take a long time today because you guys should know me by now. I don't like long things. I'm working on it. Not really. I don't like long things. So right? And then thinking about, what are you actually avoiding to get there? Like, what truth are you not trying to share? This comes from women who've asked me, like, hey, this is what I really want in my life. This is what I really want in my marriage. This is what I'm really looking for. How do I make this happen? And the truth is, you're probably avoiding conversations that you actually need to have. And look here, I'm gonna look here. How do you avoid the conversations that you actually need to have? It's, I don't want to have this hard conversation because I think that they'll get their feelings hurt, or I don't want to have the conversation because I really don't know the structure. It goes against everything that I was taught. These are some of the things that you have to realize, that you are the person who is moving along. It's your internal peace that's being stuck here. It's your internal peace that's not working. It's your internal peace that you're like, I don't really know what to do right now. Use up to you to figure out, what does that look like for you, and what conversations do you need to have at this point? What's the conversation that is it with your partner? Is it with your spouse, your husband? Is it with your kids? Is it with your parents? Is it with your boss? Is it with your clients, your customers? You're giving so much away and not having the conversations that it's starting to eat at you alive, and you're feeling resentful, and you're feeling like, oh, you start to get that negative connotation about you, and people think that you're negative, that you're moody, that you don't like anyone. Truth is, you don't have the conversation, so you don't like them and you don't like yourself. And that's the hard part that comes in. But these conversations don't have to be tough or rough, they can be constructive. What are the actions that made you feel that way? And use the feeling word for that. Like, I felt or I feel. You cannot discount that, as when you suppress that, at some point, what happened is that the feeling will turn into an outburst of emotions, trying to display how you feel inside rather than just saying it. And that's when things really explode with your family, your partner, your relationships. And so you've got to have that truth and have those conversations, not finger pointing, but saying, this is what happened and this is how I felt, or I felt this because this happened. How can we move forward? And explain exactly what you would like moving forward. And that's what you do. All right. And then, who is around you? Like, who's in your corner that's really helping you grow and strive? because this is really going to tell me, are you stagnant? Because they want you in the version that you are. They want you to stay as you are. Have you ever been in like a relationship and after a while, like, oh, you've changed? Your reaction should be, yes, I've changed. I'm evolving. I'm human. And then the reality is that they want the version of you that they liked and that they were comfortable with. We change as women. We change over time. What we want changes over time. What we loved 10, 15, 20 years ago, we no longer love. What drove us in our 20s definitely isn't driving us in our 40s because life changes. And so, who is around you? Are they helping you get better? When you look at your crew, what do the conversations look like of those who you are around? What are they saying? All right. I always say talking about other people is the lowest form. You're not going anywhere. It cuts off your abundance, it cuts off your generosity, and it cuts off your peace. So people are talking about your conversation, and you probably are pretty stagnant. Now, if they're saying, hey, I heard your dreams, I heard your ideas, I heard your intentions, I want you to be able to go, I support you. And then they're actually taking the action to support you and say, hey, are you being accountable to yourself for these things? You know, your crew is going to help you move. And if you have no crew, women, your first thing of who is around you is what are you listening to and what are you watching? Because everything that goes in comes out at some form. And then the need to find community is crucial for you. Community doesn't have to be a big room of people, it can be 2 to 3 people in your corner who are helping you grow and develop. And community can be quite hard because it requires you to put yourself out there. And that's one of the beautiful things about being human. You get to figure out who you want to be around, who you don't. Are you obligated to stay here? No. Whose values align with yours? Whose values align with where you're going? These are some of the key things. And so I'm super excited. Let me know your questions. Drop them in the chat and I'll see you all soon.